Good evening, everyone. Welcome to St. Andrew's Lutheran Church. My name is Bill Chenard. I'm the organist and music coordinator at St. Andrew's, and delighted that you're all here for this evening's concert. I just see with a show of hands, who is here for the first time at St. Andrew's this evening? Good. Lots of people. Well, we're delighted you're here. Just a few matters of business. Cell phones, please silence them if you would. This event is being recorded and broadcast by local cable. And then for that reason, as well as just out of respect to the performers and others around you, if you could silence your devices that might chirp or make noises, that'd be good. If there's a need for restrooms, you'll find them behind the brick wall, the tall brick wall that's in the lobby. And I think that's about all the things I need to say. Oh yes, one more thing. If you're interested in anything of the church's ministries or programs, log on to standrews.org, or if you'd like the old school paper method, we have a kiosk with brochures and information available by the main doors to the church. And with that, I'll turn it over to the conductors that are here this evening. Again, thank you for coming, and enjoy this evening's program.
Another welcome and good evening from the Metro East Conference. My name is Mike Moeller, and I serve the Matamidi community as the high school instrumental music educator. And tonight I get to welcome you to this wonderful event where we celebrate your students and their art form of making music together. The Metro East Conference every year plans this event. Some of you are probably what I love to call at this event repeat offenders. And so you know that this is a special night of music where these students make great music with each other and with phenomenal clinicians. I don't know if you've been on social media recently, but Yo-Yo Ma has a great new Bach video out. And if you don't know who Yo-Yo Ma is, please check him out. And the quote that starts the video says, "Culture, the way we express ourselves and understand each other, can bind us together as one world." And it goes on, he plays through the prelude, and it's beautiful. And this event is one of those events where we get to be bound together through this great art form known as music. Before we start tonight, I'd like to say a few thanks and recognize a few groups of people who have made this event possible. First of all, let's recognize our hosts here, Brad, our sound technician, Diane Nash, who sets all this up, and Bill Chenard, our wonderful and gracious host for this wonderful space for this event. Another group of people that need to be recognized tonight are the music educators of the Metro East Conference. If you are a music educator in this wonderful conference, please rise so we can honor you for your hard work in putting this event together and for getting your students ready. There's another group in this community that has been working hard to pull this event together. They've ushered tonight. They've served food both nights. We'd like to recognize the Zephyr Performing Arts Foundation from here in Matamidi for all their hard work. And I'd like to give a huge shout out to the group whose phone always rings, and it's usually not positive, but tonight they're here, and we need to give a great round of thanks to our administrators in this wonderful conference. If you're an activities director, assistant principal, whatever role you play as admin in your school, please rise so we can recognize you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of the way because the main event needs to get started this evening. I'm thrilled to introduce our clinician for this next group. A little background, if this is your first time at this event, the music educators of this conference talk about this event for months and plan this event for months. And the planning goes like this. If we can find clinicians to inspire our students and give them something that they can leave this place as a better human and musician, that is our goal for this event. And tonight, it is a great panel of clinicians who you're going to hear a little bit about, but I encourage you more to read about them in your program. Our first clinician tonight is relatively new to the Twin Cities. We're super excited to have her with us, working with the jazz ensemble. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Elaine Burt.
Good evening. That was The Queen Bee by Sammy Nestico, and made famous by the great Count Basie Orchestra, and you heard from Charlie Becker on tenor. We're going to continue with a beautiful ballad called In Her Family. It's written by the great guitarist Pat Metheny and arranged by Bob Curnow, a gentleman out on the West Coast. And you're going to hear from Dylan Borash on piano and Levi Taple on guitar. In Her Family by Pat Metheny. These next two arrangements are by my friend Alan Baylock, who's the Director of Jazz Studies at the University of North Texas, my alma mater. And first one we're going to play is called It's All Right With Me by Cole Porter. And you're going to hear from Brendan Holm on alto saxophone. We hope you enjoy this. Brenda Home on alto saxophone. Before we finish up our part of the program, I would like to thank Michael Moeller very much. Thank you so much for having me here. And thank you to the rest of the faculty that helped me find music stands and lights and pencils and water, and also for the very warm welcome. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. I also want to thank all of you, because I don't know if you know this, but the support for music and arts in our schools and even throughout our cities is not actually as great all over this country as it is here in Minnesota. It's phenomenal here. And I just feel like because you're supporting the arts so much and have these fine programs for your young people, that you're raising better kids and you're creating a better environment for them to grow up in. So I applaud you for that. Finally, I want to thank this amazing band. We rehearsed for about 6 hours on Thursday, and they worked really hard, and they were really focused, and they got so much done, and really, really accomplished a great deal. And they also put up with me, and I may or may not have made a couple of Minnesota jokes. I knew I'd gone too far when the trombone section threatened to steal my coat. So anyway, I've had a blast with these guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the support for the music and the arts in Minnesota, and enjoy the rest of the night. Oh, you know what? Sorry. We're going to continue with Things Ain't What They Used to Be by Mercer Ellington. We're going to have a few extra soloists. I know that you have some soloists listed in your program. We're going to have a few more. I will announce them at the end. We'd like to invite you to clap and dance and have a really, really good time. All right? Thank you. Ben Kirkwood, Charlie Becker, Levi Tapo, Marcus McKenzie, Noah Russell, and Brendan Holm. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Chad Garles, and I get the privilege of teaching choir at Mahtomedi High School just down the hill. First, a couple of introductions to people who are not in the program. Helping to accompany us tonight on drums and bass are the Hastings directors, Jim Jacobson and Luke Warren. In the program is our collaborative pianist, someone who I get the privilege of working with every day, Joan Fitch. And I'll let the music speak for itself, but they are under the direction of G. Philip Schultz. He came to us from Georgia. He's now a Minnesotan. He works with Vocal Essence through several projects, and the Great Samaritan, no, which church is it? What? Good Samaritan United Methodist Church. There it is. It's amazing what these students have done in like 9 hours of work. They've come together and create great music and created this great community choir under the direction of G. Philip Schultz.
Let me get a good look at you out there. Good evening. Yeah, in Georgia they talk back. Good evening. I'm on a mission to get audiences to talk back here in Minnesota. I've been here 5 years, don't plan to leave. Love it, and love your children here behind me. We've had a wonderful time together. The first thing that you heard there is a chant that I bring back from Alaska. I have the opportunity to travel the country to do interesting work with wonderful people. And I met a Yupik Eskimo, so remote areas of Alaska. And he said, Philip, I want to share something with you that I created based on my culture. And then he said it to me in the Yupik dialect, and then he sang this, and I said, so what does this mean, Aussie? And he says, many hearts, one voice. Many hearts, one voice. And I said, well, and it was just the basic chant that you heard us sing first. I said, can I take that back and share it with choirs and share it with people? Because that's the kind of message that we need to hear today, that there are many hearts and many different beliefs and perspectives, but there is this oneness, this unity that binds us together as human creatures, and we have to celebrate that and reinforce that. So we share this with you. You're only the second audience to hear that in Minnesota. And it leads us beautifully into our program, which explores eras, genres, and styles. We start first with sacred music. A contemporary piece, Jubilate Deo, Psalm 100, Oh, be joyful to the Lord. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. And then from there, we move directly into the music of Mozart. And we sing a Kyrie from one of his Missa Brevis. And several of the students volunteered to learn the solo quartet. So you'll hear a chamber ensemble sing the solo as they're in conversation with the rest of the choir, saying, Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy. Lord have mercy. Here's the Jubilate Deo.
Servi
quilters in the house? Any quilters out there? A few. So this next piece is for you. A couple of years ago, we commissioned 5 female composers throughout the United States to write a set of quilt songs based on the quilts of local quilter Kay McCarthy. So Kay brought her quilts in, the composers were able to look at them, spend time with them, hear from Kay, and then they created their own musical representation. And the one that Issei Barnwell wrote, and Issei Barnwell was a member of Sweet Honey in the Rock, so you may have heard of that group before. The current iteration of that group is coming back to the Twin Cities to Dakota in a couple of weeks, so if you're intrigued, check them out. But she wrote this piece, and she said, I couldn't find the words at first. I looked at this quilt, and I just was baffled and just kind of lost my mind for a minute. And she found another local artist, Mary Easter Moore, to say, can you put into words what I'm thinking? And this is what we come up with. Nearly Insane is the title, and what you'll hear are the 5 parts of the choir basically forming the 5 parts of someone's personality who's been staring at this quilt and is kind of going a little loopy, a little mad. And she sets it in a nice, seductive, I can say that in the church here, sorry, tango. So we hope you enjoy Nearly Insane. I knew it'd lock on me. For the next one here, I thought I'd share with you the text. This piece was one that I commissioned for our program Contouré, which is in its 11th year here in Minneapolis, Twin Cities, and also in Chicago. And I'm pleased to announce that next year we'll have Matamidai in that program with us. We bring composers from Mexico into classrooms here to spend time, and they write pieces of music with the students specifically for the choirs. They create themes together, and the composers go back and then they write the pieces. And this is a love dance. The dance itself is a slow, intricate dance, but the music is very compelling, and the lyrics are this: I wish I were like the birds and in only one flight, to cross the valleys and the mountains to reach my beloved one. I wish I were like a little fish, small and slippery, so I could reach the barge where my love embarked. How graceful the water runs, and underneath it, it flows. I wish I could have that grace on the arms of my cherished one. I wish she would love me back. So it's this dance back and forth, and you'll hear the pursuer and the pursued playing coy throughout Danzón del Querer. I don't know how many of you are in this boat out there, but I can't believe that I get compensated for the work that I do. many days. I do what I love, and I grow to love many people around this great country and this world in this work, this art form of creating community together. And not only have we learned 6 pieces of music to share with you, we truly have created community around these or among these different schools. When we come here to these events, they may know 1 or 2 or 3 students from the other schools in the room, but usually you hang with your friends from your school. And very early on Thursday after dinner, we did an activity, and all of a sudden, the mood changed in the room, and we became a community, and we sang together. These young people have come so far, and it's a testament to the way they are being raised at home. It's a testament to how open you are providing the space for them to grow and learn and explore, because they explored. We did some strange things, didn't we, in the room? I had them do some strange technical or exercises to get at technical things, and it always happens at first. They're like, who is this crazy guy, and why did they let him in the room? But after a while, they get a sense that there's a method to the madness, and they trust. And that's what I love about this group behind me. They were totally trusting and inquisitive and hungry to continue to make things better and better. So I would say, based on what I heard from the jazz band as well and what I know we're going to hear from over here, the future is bright here in the Metro East. Yes? Can I get an amen? We're in church. So to ditto what was said earlier, thank you to particularly the choral teachers. Thank you for the work that you did to, in a short order, get the students selected and get the pieces into a good place so that we can continue to nurture and water the ground and watch it blossom. So now we finish with a gospel number, because again, in these days of government shutdowns and people not wanting to talk about things that make us uncomfortable, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. For his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, and that's for all of us. No matter where we fall in the spectrum, let's be happy, let's be free, let's support each other. So if you want to get up, clap. If you want to sing, you want to dance down the aisles, whatever the Spirit leads. hear that one again. What? Everybody, you can sing those words out there. I'm so happy, yes. Just pick a part and sing. If you got a voice tonight, sing with us. I know you came to listen, but sing. I'm so happy. Yeah, we're gonna have fun in here. I'm so happy.
Before I have the privilege of introducing the next group, or the final group on tonight's concert, as one of the wonderful co-hosts here in Matamita, I get the distinct privilege of also talking about housekeeping things. And so following tonight's performance, we need to clean up this space, and there's a challenge that's been laid down by the staff here at St. Andrews. Earlier this fall, they had the President's Own Marine Band, one of the finest, if not the finest, concert bands in the land. And this morning, as we were setting up, we heard from their techs here that they really left this place spotless. And so your students all have tasks before they go home with you or on their buses to their schools tonight to clean up this area, to clean up the area where they have their homerooms downstairs. And if you can help us with that, that would be great. There is also your band directors and choir directors. You all know you have tasks as well to help with. And so that's the cleanup conversation. The second point of this is, students, I have a cell phone that's been turned into me. If you lost your cell phone, it's a very nice iPhone. Oops, I guess maybe I should wait for you to tell me what it is. But anyway, I'll be at the big white truck, not the wonderful cable access truck. Channel 19 is here tonight, but the big white truck out here with instruments coming into it at a rapid pace. And you could come see me if that was you today at lunch or dinner. I think that's all of the housekeeping things that I have. And so now I get to introduce the final group on tonight's concert and their clinician. The clinician for the next group is our Metro East Conference Concert Band, has been a dear friend of mine for a long time. And as we were looking at possible clinicians, I kept cycling through a number of wonderful people, and his name kept coming to the top. And it worked out that we needed to ask a clinician, and he accepted. And so tonight, coming to us from the University of Nebraska, Kearney, Dr. Dwayne Bierman, and here he is with your Metro East Conference 2018-19 concert band.
So that was my favorite Sousa March, and I picked it because I'm a percussionist. Don't hold that against me. In the back, did you notice all that jingling and jangling going on? How cool is that for a Sousa March? Like, don't get me wrong, the Washington Post is great, and this, bless you. So I thought I would share with these students my favorite Sousa March, and I didn't realize we'd be in a space like this, which is gorgeous, by the way, but I'm sorry, we're very loud. It is. So the thing about that piece that I wanted to challenge the students with as well is that part of that piece is in 6 flats, a concert key of 6 flats. And if you're not a musician, 6 flats is like a disgusting amount of flats, especially for a high school student. These students really worked hard, especially over the weekend, to get that music under their fingers. I'm so proud. It's awesome. So now that we've proven to you that we can play very loudly, we're going to try to play a really dark and beautiful piece called Dusk. And this space is going to be great for it. I've been really looking forward to this all day. So we hope you enjoy the next piece, Dusk. For this next piece, the piece itself is kind of evocative of something mysterious and yet a little bit, well, we were talking today in rehearsal about trying to convey the character of the music of all the pieces that we're playing tonight. And it's pretty easy to convey a character of a Sousa March or a piece like Dusk. So night dances, we want to make sure that we're trying to give music that is mysterious and kind of dark, but not like horror movie slasher film sort of thing, more like a childhood nightmare sort of thing, like maybe something that thumps behind the wall or something really large in a dark sea or something like that. So if you're prone to nightmares, I'm sorry, but I really think it's a great piece of music and we've been having a great time learning it, and so we hope you enjoy Night Dances by Bruce Yurko. I've had an absolute grand time here in Minnesota. I want to thank my university for letting me play hooky for a week and come up and hang out with these students. And I've had a great time working with them. I've pushed them hard, and they've always responded with grit and with musicality. And I really respect that about these students. So I want to say that publicly. I'd like to thank all the band directors in the Metro East Conference for the invitation, especially Mr. Moeller. Fun fact, I was in Mr. Moeller's wedding a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So thanks everybody for being here and for doing what you do for these students. It's been a really, really great time, and I will remember it for the rest of my life. It's awesome. So I thought the best way to end this concert would be with a piece called El Relicario, which is a paso doble. It's very, well, it'll be obvious what it is as soon as we play. So I'll just shut up. We're going to end up the concert now.